Good morning, children. Today we will start a new chapter, 5th, Expansion of the Delhi Sultanate, the Khilji and Tughlaq dynasties. The Khilji dynasty. They ruled from 1290 to 1316 CE, and the entire dynasty was lover of education. In this chapter, we will study about Jalaluddin Khilji and Alauddin Khilji. Jalaluddin Khilji, the founder of Khilji dynasty, captured the throne of Delhi from the last ruler of the Mamluk dynasty in 1290 CE. He was a mild and pious person. He not only forgave the rebellious nobles but also treated them well. However, this led to lawlessness and revolts. Taking advantage of Jalaluddin's generosity, his ambitious nephew Alauddin treacherously murdered him. Alauddin Khilji killed his uncle and became the Sultan of Delhi. He was known for shrewd administration. He did some marvelous military, administrative and economic reforms, which were also adopted by the great Mughals. Alauddin Khilji won over the nobles to his side by bribing them with rich gifts. The sons and grandsons of the Sultan were either blinded or killed, and all obstacles to the throne were removed. Alauddin declared himself the Sultan and ascended the throne of Delhi. It is said that he took back the gifts he had given to the nobles who had betrayed Jalaluddin and had all except 3 blinded and killed. Alauddin Khilji dreamt of conquering the whole world. He was the first Turkish Sultan to build an empire in India. During his reign, the boundaries of Delhi Sultanate extended beyond the Vindhyas up to the Deccan, and the Sultanate reached new heights. Conquest Gujarat. Alauddin sent an expedition to Gujarat, which was conquered and annexed. Malik Kafur, a slave, was brought for 1,000 dinars. He eventually rose to the position of a general in Alauddin's army. Rajasthan. Alauddin first captured the fort of Ranthambore and then attacked Chittor, the capital of Mewar. The Rajput fought bravely but lost the battle. The women performed Johar and burned themselves to death. This was followed by the capture of the important cities of Mandu, Ujjain, Dhar and Chanderi in Malwa. By 1305 CE, Alauddin became the master of the whole of North India. The conquest of Malwa had further opened the door to the south. The Deccan. Alauddin was the first Turkish ruler to send an expedition to the Deccan. The rugged terrain and the distance from Delhi had discouraged North Indian rulers from going beyond the Vindhyas. The Deccan expeditions were led by Malik Kafur, who defeated the rulers of Devagiri, Warangal and Dwarsamudra. He also attacked and plundered Madurai in the far south. Alauddin thus became the first Turkish ruler to extend his influence south of the Vindhyas. The successful Deccan campaign brought him enormous wealth and enhanced his power and prestige. Administration Deccan policy. Alauddin did not annex the Deccan after conquering it. He was far-sighted and realized that it would not be easy to control these provinces from Delhi. Moreover, his main objective was to acquire as much wealth as possible from the south to pay for the maintenance of his huge army and for the administration of his territories. The rulers of the Deccan were forced to acknowledge the supremacy of the Sultan and pay a heavy annual tribute as a mark of submission to his suzerainty. Mongol invasions. The Mongols attacked India 5 times during the early years of Alauddin's reign, but these attacks were successfully repulsed. Alauddin built a strong defense system to protect his empire from the Mongol raids. The forts along the route of Mongol attacks were repaired and the frontier provinces were placed under the best generals. The army was recognized and strengthened. Mongol leaders were captured and trampled to death by elephants. The Mongols who had embraced Islam had settled in Delhi during Jalaluddin's reign were mercilessly massacred.